All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. We'll start off with some of this, see what's in the news. It says, U.S. launches strikes against Islamic State in Nigeria. So when you look into that, he's launching strikes on in Nigeria. Okay, so when you out passing gifts and shit like that, he used that time where you weren't paying attention to attack a foreign country. Now, I already saw this in the news. I'm already aware and privy to this information because I was already watching this last night. So I already know what's going on out here in this world. But a lot of y'all don't. You know, a lot of y'all think that, you know, back to normal, and it's not, man. It ain't back to normal. What he's about to do is he's claiming that you struck them because of the Christians that were out there. Okay, the Christians that were being slaughtered by Muslims. Well, they got a government, they got people, just like you got a government, you got people. Okay, they can go to war with them, they can go shoot at them, they can go and kill those people, but Esau got to go over there. You know, I believe I don't know if it's a prime minister, somebody over there was, he was basically saying that he gonna need U.S. help. You know, you always think you need U.S. help, man. They're probably way more trained than you are. They're way more equipped than you are. You got ISIS militants driving Toyota Tundras and Tacomas. Okay, majority of them shits are made over here. How the fuck they getting their hands on military grade equipment in countries like Africa? And then he got to come in there, he's doing U.S. strikes over there. Let's look into this article as a matter of fact, man. It's fucking bullshit. Let's see. It says the U.S. has launched strikes against militants linked to the Islamic State in northwestern Nigeria, where militants have sought to establish a foothold. So, of course, I'm sure there's resources over there that this nigga needs so he can build those chips that he gonna put in your brain. So he gonna go over there and help those Christians out that he care about so much. Some black Christians praying to a white God, man. He been infiltrating your place. If you got a Christian church in your country, you've been infiltrated. You've been infiltrated. Your whole government's corrupt. Who the fuck would allow you, imagine the Chinese man infiltrating your country and have everybody worshiping his stupid ass God. That's what Esau did to the whole world. Now he can come in the guise of being a saint and come save you, save the day over there. You probably use that same church to arm ISIS militants in your country because your stupid ass leaders allowed something like that to happen. But it's okay because we understand that the Lord is doing all these things so he can destroy this nigga. So he can bring him in the valley of Jehoshaphat as long as with your government so he can destroy them too. That's the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, Yahweh's decision. His decision is to bring all you nations together and destroy you in the Middle East. And we can see that these things are happening because now you're seeing ISIS in Syria. You're seeing ISIS all over you're gonna start seeing ISIS this year. He gonna be like, oh, we gotta send military troops into your city so he can protect you. And you're gonna believe that bullshit. And we're gonna know that we're getting closer and closer to that end, like the Lord told us. Okay? We don't fall for the wiles of the devil. Let me grab that. Let's start right there. What's that? 2 Corinthians chapter 2. And is it 2 and 11? Yeah, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. That Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of the so-called white man's devices on how he's going to implement prophecy because we understand we're watching. You understand? Because of you understand the prophecy. So we're not gonna be fooled by this devil and the devices that he uses to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? Let's look at this word devices. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We ain't gonna get no advantage over us because we're watching this nigga. Well, you should be. Maybe you're not watching, but I am. I watch this nigga every day. Scriptures talk about watching the tabernacle of the wicked. Okay? It's like he's watching us. He got paperwork on us. He's sitting in board meetings, probably talking about us. Well, the same thing. I got your ass in view too. We can tell where you're at in robbing and stealing. That you close to that ending point, with the cutoff point, where that measurement reaches all the way up to heaven, and the Lord's going to rain down that sword on your ass. 2 Corinthians 2:11, the word devices. It says a mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. What that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. And we know what your purpose is. Your purpose is to be a damn devil down here on the earth. Okay? But we know when the wicked is multiplied, it's for the sword. Even though he ain't really multiplying right now. As a matter of fact, his birth rate is low. According to the European, the Europeans can't produce seed anymore. And that's just Esau. That's just his nature. Like that's his name. His name is a wasted seed, and we're starting to see that. So that's his devices, his thoughts. His thoughts is ultimately to put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in perpetual slavery by giving you an RFID microchip in your forehead or in your right hand so you can buy or sell. And you worship this nigga, so you're gonna take it. Just like the damn Ghanas, I think it was in Ghana, they thought yesterday the whole world was gonna flood like some damn fools. They wanted to go on this boat, some nigga made in Ghana. Now he's driving around in a Benz because they sold everything they had so they could get a trip on his boat. Well, you're not gonna get a ride on a chariot if you're not a man of the Lord. He's not gonna take your possessions. You gotta make your body a living sacrifice before it's too late. All right? The book of, where do I want to go? Let me finish this article. It says, camps run by the group in Sokoto State, which lies on Nigeria's border with Niger, where it hit. The U.S. military said, adding that an initial assessment suggested multiple fatalities. So there's going to be multiple fatalities, just like there's going to be multiple fatalities in these last days. How you doing today? Good. You want to get in the camera or something? Come on, man. What do you want? Everyone think the camera's not on you. People walking just demons, man. Get your mind right. It says U.S. President Donald Trump said the Christmas Day strikes were powerful and deadly, and labeled the group terrorist scum, saying it had been targeting or viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. Yeah, he cares about your Christians so damn much. He don't give a fuck about you. Alright? He don't give two shits about you, man. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, never trust thine enemy, because as iron rust and so is wickedness. So if you trust him, that's what you get, man. You get your country bombed at. And you gonna thank him for bombing your country, you stupid ass. That's what's wrong with you people. That's why you heathen are stupid. And that's why your authority and your power is gonna be taken away from you, because you don't know what to do with it. It don't belong to you. And all that power that you got belongs to the nation of Israel. All authority of the heathen is being taken away. You Yahweh Shah is taking your kingdom away, he's taking your power away, and you're going into slavery underneath the nation of Israel. It's the book of, let's go there. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So the saints, which are the Israelites, are patiently waiting to put your ass in slavery. Okay? That's what they're waiting for, man. They can't wait to put your ass, you heathen nations, in slavery. But you're so dumb, you think the so-called white man's a saint, and that's why he's bombing your country. And then you're gonna say thank you, and then he's gonna make you sign a piece of paper which allows him to put his nasty red hands on your natural resources. Okay? Then he's gonna have you put policies where you're gonna put your natural resources in your brain or in your forehead, like the rest of the world. Revelation 13 and 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And that's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay? He's that beast. He revitalized the Roman Empire. Okay? That's why he got a Senate government. He got a Republican and a Democratic Party. Those are the two horns. And he's like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. So he act like, you know, he can't do any harm. But these draconian laws are going to show you he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, and he's gonna bite you down with these laws. Like he's always, that's his whole purpose. Bring forth for the mark of the beast and to be destroyed. You're gonna see it when he starts knocking door to door, taking you out of your crib, putting you in a cell, like he's doing these immigrants, which is gonna get ramped up this year, next year. You're probably gonna wait for your kids to come back to school in January. That's why you don't see nobody out here. They're still on vacation. And I think they get off soon. Then you gotta stop. Then you people who graduated, you gotta pay those student loans. You're gonna start garnishing your wages. And you know what else he's gonna tell you to do? He's gonna tell you to join the military. There's an actual military inscription in Ukraine. I did a video on it. These people are trying to get away from the list. They're going up cold-ass mountains, trying to get into Europe, and they ain't making it over the mountain. But it tells you, if you got faith as a mustard seed, you should move a mountain. Let me grab that. They ain't got no faith, man. Let me grab that. Don't worry, that same thing's coming here. When you hear about ISIS targets being struck in a foreign country, guess what? They might have to set a garrison over there, so they don't ever come back. They might send you over there. Fucking white bitch, what you giving me peace for? Your ass is going to slavery too. You going into slavery too. You going back to being a bed witch. That's what you are. Being a bed witch, man. I want to want that one though. Someone else can have her. I don't want her. She was driving around in a Benz, but she ain't my type. She's not my type. She's looking at me like she want me. I don't want you, lady. Go to work. Go to work. Okay. She messed up my whole damn spot. My phone about to die. I don't know what happened. I gotta end this, man. Gotta end this. Shalom, y'all. Shalom.